Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this awesome looking Android box. This is called X1Pro and it's done by a company called StreamX. Now this video is positioned for YouTube friendly. If you want to watch the full video, link is available in the bottom of this video. And I have to mention that this is another beautiful box. Comes with 4GB of RAM, 64GB internal storage, a gigabit LAN, also Wi-Fi 6 and OS 12. And I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Make sure you click the notification icon, select all in order to get notified once we have a new video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. In here are all the components that are part of the box. It does come with this user manual, and once you open it, it talks everything on what's included, which we are covering, specifications, how to connect it to the TV, also how you will be able to play with the remote, settings, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, on how you will be able to connect it, and on top of that, some troubleshooting steps are in the back. And that's about it. Also comes with this power adapter. This part will be connecting to the box, and this part is created for Canada, United States, and this is 5V 2 amps. It also comes with an HDMI cable and a remote, which is inside of a little plastic, and the remote itself is nicely designed. Remember that this is a Bluetooth remote, so from the top you have a power, which is for the box, and then you will be able to program your IR section for your TV, the instructions in the back. But when you go to the front, you also have the home, return, navigation key with the OK in the middle. You also have volume up, volume down. You have the mic button so you can speak to the box itself. And also you have the mute button and the static mouse. And this part is just the numeric buttons. You have a little dot and the delete button on the other side of it. You also have the name of the company right at the bottom. And when you look in the bottom, there's nothing around. Just this part. If you want to use it as IR, it will work, and also will work for your TV. But once you go to the bottom, you can open, and easily you will be able to open, put 2 AAA batteries, and it will work. And the big moment is the actual box sitting inside of a little plastic. And let's just open it up. And this is how the box looks. Has 2 antennas. But this is how it really looks. I really like the design. So the box itself is designed really nicely. Let's just go around to see what it has. And yes, it is a dust magnet. So the top has their name, and then you have this little cut. But once you go to the front, you have a huge LED part, which you can also see the IR section. Now this part, when you turn it on, you can see the time, and we will test that out to see if we can or not. Then you do have their model number. Once you go to one side of it, you can see it has a TF card reader, 1 USB 3, 1 USB 2, and then you also have a little section so you can reset it if you ever need it. Then you have the 2 big antennas, so this way it will get a good Wi-Fi, and this is Wi-Fi 6 by the way. You have a AC connection. You have an IR extender, also AV connection. Adapter is not available. Also, you have the HDMI connection. You have a gigabit LAN connection. Also, SPDIF, or another word, it is an optical audio connection, so you can connect it to older type of your stereo system. Going on one side, there's nothing here, but once you go to the back part of it, you have a lot of holes for ventilation. You have a little sticker that will give you your model number, serial number, MAC address, and there's 4 little legs, so this way when you put it on the actual table, it's not going to move that much. Well, this one does move a little bit, but it's really good. So that way, if you have heavy cables in the back, it's not really going to pull it back, which that's what we are looking for. All right, enough said about it. Let's get this connected. As usual, for CEC purposes, we will connect the HDMI first and then the power. And then when you look on the front, you have the little blue light. That means it's on. You also have your time, which is not correct yet because it's not totally booted. Also for your remote, make sure that you put your batteries and then grab the back, put it on. And when you look in the front, when you press any button, it should blink. There you go. Also, if you want to see the IR works or not in front of your camera, you do not have to film it, but you can just look through the camera. And if you press the button, you can see that it's blinking. That means your remote IR section is working. So when you turn on the box for the very first time, or you're just turning on the box, this is the screen you should see first. There is a little animation that will go through, and this is the first screen you will get once you go in. So I really like how they have set up everything on this. but there are some sections that I will be blocking. All right, from the top, you can see that it says their company name. Then when you go to the right side of it, you have the Wi-Fi connection because we just set it up. Also, you have Bluetooth on. And then you also have the weather widget. And then you have the time and date. Now, when you look on this side, you have some settings icons. And then you have a huge part for their ad. And then you have live TV, VOD, playback, browser, apps, and App Store. At the bottom, it's all going to be shortcut. Now, in order to process that, let's just go to one of them, click on it. And then this way will show you your apps. And then we will select one. So I'll just click on calculator and now it shows up. And that's how you will be able to add your apps. Now, if you go over here, you have settings and then you have folders. So this way you can go to it. You can play everything from the USB that you have or from the network. If you look on the top, you have a few sections, which is video, pictures, music, and file. And that's also you can play with it. Now, the next part is going to be background apps. You can close it by just clicking on this. And this way your memory is going to be more empty. So if your box do go slow, come here, close it. All the apps that are running in the background, then easily you will be able to process. This is a speed test. You can also delete some apps that you installed. Right now I didn't install anything because it's brand new. Also, you have the voice search, so you can click on it. And this is where you go to set up your remote. So let's show you how it's done. So in order to pair your remote with your box, it's very easy. Make sure that you selected that mic which was on the side. And then after that, you have to press the OK button as it shows, and also the return key together for about 5 seconds. So hold it till you see that top red light is flashing right there. So once this is flashing, it will say search complete, and there you go. And then that way you can press it in front of the box and press OK. And now it says pairing, and now it's connected. As simple as that. Now you will be able to grab your remote. You don't have to be in front of it, and you will be able to just play with it. And then this part is just some functions. In this case, it's called FN, so it sounds like function, but this is for your favorites. So you can click and you can add some icons, and then this way on your remote you have 1, 2, 3, and you can just hold on it for a couple of seconds and it will be able to launch an app for you. But there's more instructions written right above it. And the next part is their help and support. You can click on it, and this is how you will be able to contact them using these parts, and that way you get your help if you really need help with this box when you have it. And I've said about it, let's go to the next section, which will be the testing. The first thing we're going to test on this will be YouTube. Now, as soon as you go into it, you can see that by default the quality is submitted as 1080p, but when you click on it, this is where you will be able to change it to 1440 or 2160. This one is 4K. So let's select it. And then in a couple of seconds, it will switch to 2160p, which is 4K. We're not done yet. Now you can see that this one is by default 1080p, 0 frame drop right underneath of it. It does say 2160 and 30 frames per second. And then going down, it uses VP9 and MP4A, which is a little bit better in quality, and it's been divided properly on the screen. So that way you have a cleaner picture on the screen. So that is an excellent thing to see. The next app we're going to launch will be Geekbench. Now for Geekbench, we already run this, and for single core we got 112, and for multi-core we have 388, which is really good number for OS 12 running on this chip. The next thing we're going to cover will be AIDA64, or in this case, they call it AIDA64. Now, as soon as you go in, you have a lot of information which comes as raw. Model number is correct. It's called StreamX X1Pro. Now, going down, you have 4 GB of RAM. How much is available is right over here, and how much is in total it shows up. In total storage on this is 64 gig, but you can see how much has been available to us. The rest of them has been taken care of by the OS, by partition, and also some apps that we installed. And the Bluetooth version on this does show that it is 4+. Under CPU, you can see right on the top that this is Allwinner H313 and H616. It is a quad-core processor, Cortex-A53, and is running on 1512 megahertz. You can see that it is quad-core processor, and the ones that are running, the ones that are sleeping. And on top of that, the CPU utilization does not go over 21%, which is excellent in this case. Now under display, the native resolution on this is 1080p. The GPU on this is Mali G31, which is a single core processor running on 60 Hz as maximum. And on top of that, the orientation on this, you can see it. And the OpenGL on this is 3.2, which means some games that you want to play on this will run really smoothly. Under network, I know by default that they indicated that this is Wi-Fi 6. But when we're testing it, it does not give me really good numbers. So that means they need to work on it a little bit more. And here you go, he says 5 GHz band is supported. Now you can see that this is running OS 12. The terminal information is right over here, and you can see that it's not really going above 65. And the codecs, that what everybody's always asking for, is all over here. So yes, I just clicked on something, so I got a screenshot. But here are all the codecs that you're looking for. So VP8 is here, MPEG-4 is there. And if you look up, there you go, H.263, 64, AVC. So most of them are all over here, so that way you know what you're playing with. The next app we're going to launch will be VLC. Now we already have some little information, and we already processed some of these. So you can see that the sound is right, and on top of that, the actual video is very nice and quiet. This is 1080p video, and let's go to 4K. For 4K, again, this is a very big map, and yes, it runs it very smoothly. So there are little particles that I'm just going to try to show you. There are particles over here, these little leaves, and on top of that, there's going to be birds just passing by. You can see that it is so smooth right there, and you can see that it's so smooth. So sometimes with something like this, the actual chip would not really give you a good picture, and there's going to have some pixelization going through it. Right now, I don't see that pixelization, saying that this box can do good on your 4K. Now, we have a 4K and 10 bits. I have sound, but I don't have a picture. So this part does not work, and I hope that they're going to watch this and fix it ASAP. Now, the last part we want to go to will be speed test. Now we have already processed it, and you can see that we have processed it twice with the Wi-Fi 6 and then twice with the LAN connection. So let's go first to the first Wi-Fi that we tried. And for the very first time, we got 118 for our download and 52.5 for our upload, which is really cool numbers. You can see that there's not much fluctuation on both of them, and my idle time was under 20, which we are always happy to see. And then for the second time when I tried, got a little bit less. I got 116 for my download, and there was not much arc going up and down, and the straight just went through. And then same thing for our upload, it went up a little bit to 54.1, which is really good numbers. And my idle went up just one ping, which is really stayed on Wi-Fi. Now when we tried it with the LAN connection, we got really good numbers. You can see that for my download, we got 928, and it just went through, and it just went down a little bit over here, and then it stayed again till we got 928. And when we tried it for our upload, it just went down a little bit from Wi-Fi numbers, so it went to 53.6, but again, it's really stayed all the way through, and it was very quick for our upload because it has a really good numbers. But my idle went up a little bit over 20, but again, it's landline, so it's okay. Now, when we tried it for the very last time, we got even better numbers, which is 933. And you can see that it went down over here and a little bit over here and all the way near to the end that it has a little more. But my upload just stayed below 54, which is 53.7. But again, it was really good all the way through, and my idle time was really good. This is how it's processed. This was our take. All the links will be available in the bottom of the video where you can order it from, except that I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment on the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places, and thank you.